Hey everyone, this is 302 Sobriety. I hope you're strong and sober today and living in the present and doing what you like to do. This is just a part of what I do to stay sober. I get creative, paint my van, artwork, I write, I do anything to keep me out of my head. So this is something new that I'm trying. I wanted to do something for myself, and I'm using a piece of glass, as you can see, and what I did was I cut out a stencil. Now the stencil, I cut out a circle and I cut out my AA symbol sign. What I did was remove from the circle the AA symbol, as you can see. Now what I put was red. This is Wicked Colors from Creative Text Colors, and hopefully this comes out fine. If not, I'll try it again until I get it perfect, or as perfect as I want to get it. So just keep watching and I'll try to talk, and at the same time, I can't do two things at once. The older I get, the worse I get. My hands shake a little bit, so, and this is because of the drinking and the partying that I did years ago. It's affected my motor skills and stuff like that. Follow me on YouTube, on 302 Sobriety on YouTube channel, and you can see my journey from the beginning till now. I'll post this up. Thank you for looking. Now, what I'm doing is I already sprayed the red around here, and I'll use this to show you. I spread the red around here. I'm going to try to take the circle, the inner circle, out carefully, not scratching the glass. What I'll do is hold this, hold the triangle, and lift up one of the corners. You can see. Lift this up. I'll seal it up later, but this is what I've gotten so far. Now, to add a color here, I'm going to add a little bit of white, and this is made for any surface, glass, and stuff like that. I just put a couple of drops in my air gun, my airbrush, and test it out. And I'm going to cover just the edge, because I'm going to put dual colors, two colors on it. It doesn't matter what I put on top of the red because it's already covering it on the other side. So everything that I'm doing here, when you see it on the other side, is going to be reversed. I put thin layers, and it usually dries right away. It's easy to do, and for me, doing this just relaxes me. Now that's the white, and I'll take and clean it out a little bit and do it again. Now since I have that, now I'll clean my airbrush out quickly. There's an airbrush cleaner by the same company. You could use Windex, you could use with water. It's basically water that you use a water-based paint. And you can see I just clean it out. What I normally use is this piece right here, so I can spray into the jar and clean out the paint that's in the brush. I hold the tip so I can back flush it. Add a little bit more. Since I'm going to use it, and the color that I'm going to use next is the same type of paint. All I do is, hope you can see that. You just have to clean it constantly, so you don't want to let it dry out. I don't care if the white's in there, because it's going to blend in with the white that I already put on it. Just put a little bit more. And I go again and do the same thing. I want you to stay till the end, and that way you can see for the first time airbrusher does it. It might not be the proper way. I'm not a professional painter. I'm an alcoholic. So I try something new, keep my mind busy. Back flushing, and then I let it clear out. So far it's coming out good. I'm going to make all these planets around the edge, and then I'm going to frame the glass. I don't want to peek on the other side because I want to surprise me as it's going to surprise you guys. Again, here I'm in Texas and it is hot and humid. I'm in the garage. I got a little space here that I do some of this artwork, and I get away from everything. I like listening to music. I don't have any music on now because I'm making the video, but I don't like TV too much. And test it out, see what color comes out. There's the yellow, and what I do is spray now right over the white. If you guys have any tips, let me know, because I just hope this comes out fine. And again, I'm going to flush it. The hard part about this, or the time-consuming part, is getting it clean all the time in between. So it's a process. Just like my recovery is a process. I don't get it right the first time. I keep trying and trying, and I don't give up. October 31st, 2015 was when I started my journey. It's going to be almost 6 years in October. My higher power is willing. So I pray for all you guys, because let me tell you, some days are not easy, and I just keep on going. I'm living a way better life than what I used to live. Doing this is a lot better than running the streets and getting drunk, not knowing where I was waking up, not knowing how I got home. I was the party guy, and everybody always liked hanging out with me. Of course, I've spent money, all the money that I've saved since I stopped drinking. I've been taking care of my responsibilities. So it's everything you do in life, even this, it's a process. You learn from it, make a mistake, get back at it until you get it right. It's not that I try to get it wrong, it's just that sometimes I don't think things through. So that's what happens. Now what I'm gonna do is get a little bit of this. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna try a little light blue. I mixed the color prior. I put this blue and the white, and I made a different type of blue, different lighter color. And then I'll use the darker blue. For now, what I'm going to do is remove. Hope it's dry. If not, that's my being impatient. You can see I took the triangle off, put it to the side. That's what's blocking it. And then I take the blue, do around the edge and the red. What I'll do is throw a little bit of darker blue. And then the rest is going to be, I covered it all in black to seal it up so you can see the colors. Trying to mix it up by backflushing. I have a little brush here that I just mix up my colors. And see, they came out a little darker. Well, we'll see now. Okay. Now to clean the brush again, I usually clean it after every color. So if you decide you're going to do something like that, pick one color, color everything that color. That way it's less frequent of cleaning your airbrush. Back flushing. Same thing, repetitious, just like a sobriety journey. Keep doing it a day at a time. Do the same thing over. If it takes you a minute at a time, guess what? Do it a minute at a time. Sometimes I go a second at a time. They say the science, it takes about 8 seconds before a thought gets out of your mind. So keep that in mind. Of course, 8 seconds just went by and you forgot about it. But just like everything else, practice, practice, and practice. I thought I'd be young the rest of my life. I'm 63 years old. I'll tell you a little bit about my journey. I started at the age of 5. I think I started earlier than that. I got addicted to cookies. Instead of eating 1 or 2 cookies, I had to have a whole bag of cookies. And it just escalated. My part of my culture, or some cultures, I don't know, to keep, that was years, that's in the 50s, to keep your child quiet, give them a little bit of alcohol. I hate to say it, but to keep them asleep. And from there on, didn't know I was addicted until I got into my later stage of life. I started drinking on my own in grammar school, smoking weed. High school, I did every drug that you could imagine. Ludes, Quaaludes, acid, LSD, my eyes, cocaine, crack, name it. And I've done it. But my go-to was always alcohol. So I figured, you know, I stopped the drugs not until I really learned that alcohol is a drug. So is caffeine. But it's not overtaking my life. The caffeine's not overtaking my life. It's not unmanageable. If I see something as being unmanageable, that's when you know you're either addicted or getting to that point. When I start thinking about certain things, you know, should I be doing this? That means there's a problem, because I'm over here questioning my motives, my ways of doing things. Now, I take a little black, has a little ball bearing inside. These are very good paints. And what I do with this is cover the whole thing. All in black. That way to give it a background. A darker background so the colors can pop. I don't know if this is the way you do it, but this is the way I do it. It's just like the program. It's just like your recovery. It's your recovery. However you do it, as long as it works and you live a better life, go for it. I use AA, and that's my go-to. I have an excellent support group. It was difficult with this pandemic, going to meetings and going to Zoom meetings. I just didn't like it. And then moving at the same time, because I moved to Texas, it was difficult. Make new friends. But you know something? I'd rather make friends like fellow alcoholics that are looking to change their life than the way I was living before. And the friends that I used to have, while I was out there running the streets and active and drinking, they're not around. And if they are, there's just a couple of them, and they know and they respect my decision, and I love them for it, you know. But I know I can't do it. So I'm gonna leave this like this and turn the glass around to see how it came out so far. Now I covered for the overspray. You can see I put just little coverings around here. Make sure the overspray didn't get on the glass. If not, I would have to scrape it off like this part. I take a razor blade and just scrape all that before I paint the back of it black. Now for you and I, this is the reveal. Not great, but you know something? It's doable. This is my first attempt. I'm doing this. I did a planet. That didn't come out as well. And now I did this for my sobriety. I'll look back at it and say, hey, you know something? It was still in my heart. I was still working at it while doing this. So, guys, you can do this. Follow me again. 302 Sobriety, and I'm on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. TikTok is more fun. I put my car stuff. Once in a while, I'll talk about the sobriety. But these are sober things I do, one day at a time. You guys stay strong and sober. Bless you all.